Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed listeners of the Midlife Gamer podcast. If you're hearing this at the beginning of the show, something terrible has happened to one of the presenters. You could probably guess that it's Darren. I don't like referring to myself in the third person, but hey-ho, I'm probably past caring at this point. So one or two things will potentially have happened. Matthew, you'll need to edit out which one it is, and obviously edit this bit out as well, and this bit, and the bit I just said. Right, so it's either possible that that Darren has succumbed to the pull of the world of tanks, and has disappeared to the Crimea in search of tank wreckage and places to live with his new Russian bride, who has a very persistent and forceful brother who enjoys my body as well. Alternatively, again, Matthew, please delete as appropriate. I may have become disillusioned with the outcome of the general election, where Jeremy Corbyn / Boris Johnson, Matthew, delete as appropriate, stonked to a victory, and I'm currently in Scotland somewhere, looking for somewhere to live. What else could have happened to me? Oh, potentially I'm just laid at home as a rotting corpse, collapsed, buried under the weight of my own cardboard. Matthew, please continue without me. As Celine Dion once said, my podcast will continue on without you. That's assuming it's me. If it's Matthew, I could go on for another half an hour about things that could have happened to him. Needless to say, it probably involves a massive black penis.
Hey, I'm still here.
Yes, so am I. Hello, and welcome to the Midlife Gamer podcast. Today is December the something. Matthew, I'm giving you a little window here, so you don't have to rush to edit it straight away. As long as you say it before Christmas, we're fine. It's December, and you're listening to the Midlife Gamer podcast. Today is oh no, I've already done that. This is what happens when you don't record for 3 months. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kick back, relax, and enjoy episode 292 of the Midlife Game Podcast. Matthew,
hey,
I'm not going to say it, but it has.
It
most certainly has. 3 months to the day.
I did some maths today. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the days when we used to? Remember the years when we used to do 32 episodes?
Oh yes, 32. Oh, I think we probably were doing 52.
Well, there you go. That's the magic number. Either way, both of them are bigger than 6.
It's not the quality, mate. It's a quality. It's a quality. I'm sorry, we're letting people down on both counts, but we're here. We're here, and we are talking. There's nothing acrimonious about our lives. It's me. It is. It's me. I'm going through stuff. That's all to say. I'm going through stuff in terms of my I guess my confidence in front of a microphone, and I'm summoning all my energy from the darkest depths of Darren's pants. You don't want to go down there, mate. I only let one person down there, and she knows,
and she's grateful.
She knows. She is grateful, and I'm grateful that she's grateful.
Well, I'm also grateful that you have ventured out to come and chat with us this evening, because look, I really want you to be able to walk away from this and say, "Joe, what? It wasn't as hard as I expected." And also, guess what? It's been 3 months. I've not played a fucking video game at all. Well,
Oh,
I have,
don't
but
cut
like
you off
nothing
the
we're
hook.
talking about.
Oh, I'm sure we've got plenty to talk about. I'll tell you what we need to talk about first, because we were on the brink of it when we last recorded, and that was the MLGX weekend in Birmingham. So, you know, I know that's a bit ways back now, but I still think it bears some quality discussion. There was loads of people there. I was so pleased, and having time to reflect back, it still amazes me that there was nothing else going on. We've always had our gatherings based on the back of an EGX Expo. So it's kind of like you're getting a twofer when you go in there. You say you're going to see the games and you're meeting the MLG gang, okay? And you'll spend more time in one or the other. It varies from person to person. Your mileage may vary. Where this was just, there is nothing else. We obviously curated a list of activities that people were able to go and do. We hired a room for board games, which I was inside of, right inside of, and had a good time. It was beautiful. And then we managed to fill a room in a pub in the middle of Birmingham on a Saturday night with an awesome DJ, and awesome friends, and just awesomeness. There was dancing, there was lights, there was entertainment.
So why was it someone thought 2 months after the fact that they found a picture of me trying to breakdance with James Watley and thought, oh, I'll post that. Oh, thanks for that. Thank you very much.
Just a reminder of, time is linear, and things that you maybe could have done 25 years ago may be slightly out of your reach right now. But do you know what? Good for you for trying, my friend.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, your video game, your board game gig was really cool. I mean, I was always about it anyway, because it meant I didn't have to go too far. But yep. the best thing was I got to meet your board game buddy Darren. I thought this was some kind of a Fight Club moment where you weren't very creative, so you called him Darren too. But sure enough, Homeboy exists, and he's a real sweet guy. So Darren, it was great to meet you. It was great to. I mean, we saw people there who we've not seen for many years. Like, I mean, the Currys were there. I've not seen them guys in.
Yeah, it was
4
fab.
plus years.
It was fab to see them, and it was great to get Paul and Rhea up from Wales. You'd got Steve-O there. He brought along some games. Rich Ford. I could rattle off a huge list, and if I've missed your name off, I don't love you any less. In fact, I've probably got more special love for you. And if I mention your name, I might get a little twinkle in my undercarriage. So please don't despair. But Saturday night was fantastic. We changed things up a little bit, obviously, just to accommodate the new room, and also, you know, we like to do fun things. So we had that Mr. and Mrs., which I've been trying to get off the ground for a couple of years, truth be told.
Where's your trophy?
It's on top of my my Kallax in my bedroom. Yes, I have bedroom Kallax also. No mucky sex stuff allowed in my Kallax though. There's a special place for that. A bit like your third drawer, but
oh God, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've said too much already. I'm shutting up. What were your key takeaways from the weekend?
Well, I think you already kind of hit the nail on the head. It's the fact that, as you mentioned before, mileage does vary from person to person and from year to year sometimes as well. It depends what an expo has in store for you. By all accounts, we are not meant to talk about being like video game centric or half knowledgeable and considerate people, but we are at the tail end of a generation, so there's not a fat lot to see. I mean, I remember at Earl's Court queuing up in line to go and play the Vita for the first time. I don't think this was the year for anything mega. I mean, there's still people that went down to the Excel Centre and had a cracking time by all accounts.
Absolutely, yes.
But yeah, to see that a lot of people had already sort of, I guess, mentally, and this is the thing with these weekends, is when you come along and when it clicks, you 100% get it. and you're 100% part of the family, and you realise that what we've been saying over the years isn't bullshit. It is difficult to articulate the fact that at my wedding, at my 40th, at all these events, life events that happen in our lives, we have people who we met through what we're doing today.
Yeah.
And to have them people, so I think they mentally already decided, well, obviously I'm going to Birmingham next year because that's happening.
Yeah.
And then the option was, well, you could either do that or you could go down to London and do the London EGX thing on its own, and
or do both if you're feeling fruity, nothing stopping you.
Yes, a number of people went very deep, headphone deep, to get themselves there. And again, because people do move heaven and earth, and it becomes a bit of an annual thing, and it was fantastic to see. Once again, we don't want to talk about it too much because if you weren't there, you weren't there. But new faces, old faces, familiar faces, faces who I had met and forgot and remembered them again for the first time. All those are good things. I really like the thing. The Mr. and Mrs. I know that Down has been trying to orchestrate a method on a public forum for us to perform the one of the greatest 70s/80s TV shows of Mr. and Mrs. with knowledge. And I remember I was so happy when you got when you didn't choose the multiple choice question of what do I refer to as we're going to have sex is let's make the cum happen.
You're just a monster. You're a monster. And on reflection, that's the one I absolutely should have gone for. But I tell you what. I tell you one of the things we did in all the excitement, and I've got to say, I had such a great night. I had amazing time. It's probably the best party I've ever attended from an MLGX perspective. And I know I said that last year, but this year for me topped it in terms of me being able to relax and enjoy myself. Yeah, so I'm hoping that sort of came across when I was dancing on the stage, and I think I might have stripped off at some point during a Michael Jackson song, and I do apologise to anybody who was exposed to my my girth of my stomach. So do apologise for that. But in all of the excitement, we had something on the entry to the to the do. And there was loads of post-it notes. I said to Neil, I said, right, we'll do a live MLGQ.
I remember them.
So we had people writing all these questions out. We forgot to do it. We absolutely forgot to do it.
Is this where you surprise me and say I've got them right now and we can do them tonight?
I've got them right now and we can do them tonight.
That's my boy. Bringing it hard.
So hang in there, boys and girls. I think we'll probably save those till till after the closing credits.
Do we have to? Can we maybe also assume who wrote it based on who was there?
I don't know. Let's get into it afterwards. All I'll say is it's probably should likely be, all things being well, the most not. We'll put all the not safe for work stuff right at the back of the show. This is okay. This is your not safe for work material, given some of the questions I've already scanned. But we shall see. We shall see. So fear not. Hang in there.
Fantastic.
So there you go. What else? What else have we done? I think there's loads of stuff that I've done, and I kind of made a mental list, and I'll probably remember some things as we go through. So what did I do? I went to a gig.
Who did you go and see?
I went to a gig. I went to see a tribute band.
That's not a real gig.
Oh, it was, man. It was. It was for reals.
Was it Annie Winehouse?
No, not Annie Winehouse. or no, it was, and it wasn't the Clone Roses either. It was the real Stone Roses. Obviously, but not the real Stone Roses. They were good. I couldn't help but get the image out of my head though, because they were great. I've got to say they were absolutely fantastic, and I had a fantastic time. The gig was within walking distance of the good lady's house, so I was able to have a couple of sherbets, enjoy myself, and so did she. The lead singer, he was he looked like he looked like I always forget his name. No, Martin Freeman. He looked like Martin Freeman, sort of dressed up. If Martin Freeman went on Stars in Their Eyes and says, "Tonight, Matthew, I want to be Ian Brown from the Stone Roses," and then he disappears into the fog and turns and waves at the audience and then returns, this is what you would see. So you'd see Martin Freeman with a bob cut, got a white T-shirt with a pattern round the neck, and he's giving it all the Manx swagger. He was just awesome. It really was. It was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. I've dropped on a couple of live entertainment activities for next year. I'd signed up. What, dogging? No. Do that anytime, mate. It's only up the road, isn't it? I'll wait to get a bit warmer. Yeah. Don't.
So, you're like these
It'd be hard enough for people to see it at the best of times, but in this way, I tell you, suck a little fucking pink walnut whip. Listen, so I've got tickets. To see the Book of Mormon, which come to Birmingham in June. So I've got tickets for the first week. So I'm really happy about that. And then a couple of weeks ago, the good lady and I dropped on a pair of tickets for who is it? Oh, fucking hell! See, this is what happens. Well, I'm out of touch. Well, it's a comedian, Lee. Stuart Lee, not Lee Mack, for fuck's sake, Stuart Lee. Right. Yeah, so I got to see Stuart Lee next year as well. So for those of you born before or after the 90s, he was a very funny guy back in the day. And guess what? He's still really funny.
I think I know the fellow.
I think he's one of the most intelligent stand-up comedians I've ever encountered, and that's saying something. But I'm mesmerised. But whenever he's on stage, I've watched a couple of his live stuff, and there's a fair bit of stuff on Netflix as well. But I love watching it because he's not your traditional comedian who's sort of, all my mother-in-law and dancing around on the stage. And sometimes he'll mock people that do that. But there's just something great about his comedy that really strikes a chord with me.
Well, I'll tell you what you should do. So one thing that I've been doing lately, and this does sort of like tie together, is I've found myself watching reaction videos.
Oh yeah,
and that's not a new 2019 top 10 new Pornhub thing.
Yeah,
it's generally American people who I guess they make their money and their views on their character, and they just watch stuff. So I find myself watching reaction videos to things that I wouldn't mind watching again, but through the eyes of somebody else. And a lot of them do use comedians, British comedians. I've watched 3 episodes of Father Ted with some American guy who's got no idea what the Catholic Church is, let alone why it's funny. I've been watching American rappers watching Queen's Live Aid thing for the first time and just losing their fucking minds.
Motherfucker!
But I mean, it'd be interesting to see if anyone's put them there, because you can see comedians on there. They'll watch those so there's compilations that kind of service themselves to me on Facebook. Is like watch like a good 10 minutes worth of Sean Locke on 8 out of 10 Cats.
Yeah,
best bits. So they'll sit and they'll watch that. But one thing I've found out from watching it is to react to something. How do you make a good reactor? Sometimes I think if you just so literally while I was waiting for you to reboot your computer, I was watching some guy watching the Cranberries Zombie for the first time.
All right.
And what I liked is the fact that he was so blown away by it, he didn't feel the need to stop it at any point and make some bullshit comment. He just sat there and enjoyed it for the first time. And that is the kind of reaction that I like. Because then you get some people who will pause it every 10 minutes and start reacting to a hairstyle without quite realising you're just about to miss the drop and the best part of the entire fucking song.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
And their clickbait thumbnails are the worst. It's like, but I know what you're reacting to because it's part of the subject.
Yeah.
I know who you are as a reactor. So what am I more interested in, the reaction or the subject matter? Because it was just some bloke watching, I don't know, a 20-year episode of I Got News for You, and he's pulling his hair out. I'm like, not. That's not the reaction that I want. You should see if Fella's got any reactions.
Yeah, we should. And I think we've probably started something now, or there's an opportunity for something out there. People reacting to the Midlife Gamer podcast.
I'm pretty sure that I threw that out there as an idea about 6 years ago when we had this idea that we were going to put together like a DVD box set for our 10th year. We were going to do audio commentary. Can you imagine that?
Audio commentary over top of our podcast. That's fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. When are we doing that? When are we doing it? Wow, that'd be good. Maybe we just need to need to go back and listen to our first episode and film our reaction to it.
God, I remember that was when I was opening it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
When did I piss all over your chips then?
When you realised I couldn't do it. I reckon episode 2.
So here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. If for any reason I say took a hiatus and said, Matthew, I know you have such a fire in your belly to record content. I want you to carry on without me for a bit. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but let's just follow this through. If you got somebody else in, would you have to reluctantly take the reins and be the opener?
No.
Or would you leave it to the other person?
That's not what I was.
Or would that be part of the interview to say you can only do this if you open the show?
Well, I guess I'm the podcast version of a reaction. All I can do is react. I can't host. I can't drive. I'll react.
So I'm the Eric and you're the Ernie. But when we're in bed together, we don't wear pajamas. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't.
Oh, I meant to say, have you taken your bins out?
No, I've got doing it straight after.
Yeah?
I'm doing it straight after. The bin's got to go out.
I'll make sure I remind you. Hey, tell you what, if you got some tickets, I've got me some tickets for a gig next year that I think is going to blow your socks off.
Please tell me.
So I think it's 3 acts altogether. I don't know the third one. So headlining is Green Day.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be good in
Maxwell Caulfield! That's the motherfucker from Grease 2. I've just remembered.
All right, so you can all sit with that in your belly wondering why until you get to the end of the show. Hey, let me talk 20 minutes.
Carry on.
So Green Day being supported by Weezer.
Oh, do you know what? I think I saw tickets for that.
Do you know what I mean?
That's going to be an amazing gig.
That's going to be great.
Oh man, you know, I'd have half a mind just to turn up for the Weezer bit and then fuck off.
I've seen, yeah. We'll see. Hey, did you see? I hate to talk about video games and shit and news, but the Video Game Awards happened, and you know Beat Saber.
Yes, I do.
They've teamed up with Green Day. Who'd have thought you could still get a bona fide like rock supergroup? I wouldn't say supergroup, but I mean a legendary artist up on stage to announce the fact they've got 7 DLC songs for a rhythm action game in 2019, which is VR exclusive. Fucking hellfire.
No, I do. You know, I've got such a lot of love for Beat Saber. It's just great, and the whole Quest thing. You know, I'm not gonna talk about it too much in what we've been playing. Just understand that it still blows my mind. Every time I use it, I love it. I can't articulate in enough ways how good it is. It's a really difficult one for me to get across. You just need to find someone who's got one if you're interested and try it. You know, it really is a phenomenal piece. There's, you know, it's come on in terms of its capabilities since we last spoke as well. So there was the Oculus 6 conference, I guess they call it, or the keynote with old Mark Zuckerberg there. I'm sat there. It's like Inception. So I'm sat there with my headset on, and I'm sat at the front of the stage, in the audience.
That's cool.
In VR, looking up at Mark Zuckerberg talking about Oculus. Brilliant, absolutely amazing. So they've introduced this thing called Oculus Link, which basically means you can tether your headset to a Oculus ready PC.
Is there a benefit in that?
You can run all the Oculus Rift games.
Is that because
on your Quest?
Is that because you need the extra power from the PC, or just because
the PC's doing all the donkey work?
Ah, I see.
So, and they've worked out ways of virtually removing all latency. So that's great. And they've just they talked about it during the conference, and they said it wasn't going to happen until next year. But the latest update has just introduced hand tracking, so you don't even have to be holding a controller. It tracks the digits of your finger. Yeah. So sorry to go off on a tangent about video games and all that. I know that's not really what we're here for today, but yeah. Oculus Quest is still rocking strong. Anyway, what were we talking about?
It's a hell of a question.
Oh yes, rhythm action,
God.
yes, and Beat Saber. So I'm still disappointed at the rate at which songs are getting released on that. And I know there's the whole science thing of side loading and you can put your own custom songs on, but I don't want to have to go down that route. I just want to be able to do legit, give me content, let me pay for it, let me download it, let me not mess around with the with any side loading or business. I'm big enough, old enough, I earn enough money that I can afford to pay for things. Just give me more content.
And are they doing that?
Well, they are, and they are, and they're not. I mean, a lot of their early packs was just random dubstep and crazy.
I mean, there was no license. There was no license stuff on the main thing, is there?
There was a bit of license stuff. So they did an Imagine Dragons pack. Wow. It may as well. Great. So happy. And I say they've stepped it up with Green Day, but Oculus bought the company behind Beat Saber, so Oculus now own it. So things might change, and I'm wondering if when Harmonix and Activision were getting involved in a heavy way back in the day, when rhythm action guitar heroes and rock bands were going on, whether they secured a timely license for their for content, and if so, how long did they sign up for it? Because I can't see any reason why there shouldn't be that level of content getting distributed on a regular basis on the on Beat Saber, and it's just not there right now.
I wonder if there's some kind of a disconnect when it comes to the what's it called now, the note tracking. So in Guitar Hero, you were note tracking the rhythm of the guitar and the feel of the guitar. When you're trying to translate a piece of music into a 3D environment that is absolutely disconnected from the music in every single possible way, I wonder if it makes that difficult, or if there's still an algorithm that says this is hard, this is medium, this is easy.
If anything, I mean, shit. I know jack shit about this process, but I'm not having to split the I'm not having to take the original master and break down the various layers of music. I just take the original song and basically I could just wave around and go, right, this feels about right.
As long as it's fun,
for easy, medium, and hard, and an expert. But hey, I don't know, but it's still a good thing. But what else in the games, the game show that was announced? Half-Life Alyx, which is a VR game.
Yeah, so you could really check that out.
So yeah, I can be happy about that. New Xbox, Sexbox.
Yes,
Sexbox.
It's like a PC that you put under your telly.
Xbox Sex.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fine. I've legit been thinking, what do I do? Because a new generation's about to happen, and my launch PS4, I daren't play. I tried playing it before. It was just noisy. Even after a clean, just noisy, old, not maintained. My monthly subscription's probably elapsed, and I'm probably getting charged by the bank because of me and being lazy. So I don't know what to do in the future, because I do still have this I still have a Hotmail account that was tied to my original Mantis Mats gamer tag. and I'd like to think that there's probably purchases and history on there that would probably migrate. It completely bypassed the Xbox One, but by all accounts, Microsoft were doing some, like, pushing some good shit forwards when it came to backwards compatibility. Wouldn't surprise me if I was to find that account and log into, even as an Xbox One now. I wonder what I could find under my, like, download historic games. It could surprise me. Or do I stay with the PlayStation because I don't know, I've had the PlayStation for this past generation, and I think I've got a PC that'll play my PC games. I'm not playing PC games on this PC. I'm playing FTL and I'm
Peggle.
No, FTL and Mega Spreadsheets.
Mega Spreadsheets.
Yeah,
is that a game?
No,
or is that just you doing work?
That's me working like a boss. So yeah,
Excel Plus.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I will probably. You know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until I can find myself a deal where I can buy myself a Nintendo Switch for less than £200, and it might be a while, and it wants to be one that plugs into the telly.
Yeah.
Because I think at the grand age of 40 and 11/12ths.
Yes.
I'm at the point where I need to own that console because I genuinely want to play that console's Zelda, that console's Mario.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah. Because you played all the others, haven't you? Obviously.
Well, there is a red there is a red tapestry piece missing from my blanket. That's crazy.
That's it. We need to finish that patchwork quilt off, mate. Well, you know, because you are 40 and 11/12ths old, now's probably the time for you to be dropping hints. You know, leave like notes in the fridge on the milk that says, "I want a Switch for my birthday, please."
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Do that, mate. Do that. Do that.
Hey, did you get any advent calendars this year?
No, mate. No.
I'm not doing it again this year. This year, once again, I went for the pork scratching bad boy, and it was entirely empty by the 10th. I may as well just buy myself 5 packets of scratchings.
A pork scratching advent calendar. Yeah. Is this one you made yourself?
No. Honestly, if you can make 24 variations of anything, they'll make a fucking advent calendar out of it. The wife has one of cheese.
Okay.
That lasted till the 7th.
What about the advent calendar? Hey, you see? I can tell jokes. Oh, I was going to talk about something else then. You sparked me off on something, but Christmas plans. What are you hoping to do? What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, a break from work would be nice. I've been working like a Japanese prisoner of war. Can I say that? I just did. So I've been working really fucking hard. And I'm going to get legit, is it like 12 days off work maybe? Okay. Sounds nice. Obviously with the bits and bobs that go along with that. So I shall be cooking dinner. It will be ribber beef. And it will be with all the trimmings. I think this time I'm only cooking for 6 adults, 2 kids, 4 dogs.
Jesus Christ.
So that's 2 adults less than last year. So if anything, I'm winning, and that means there's more picking for me. Because honestly, the best thing about hosting Christmas like that, it's all the wife's family. They all come over, they all descend. The nieces, they always do a little play and songs. And we've already heard that they've already got 9 songs, and it's non-negotiable. So I will be very much.
Fucking hell.
I'll be doing the washing up at that point, I think.
Yes.
But the best thing for me, as much as I love my in-law family and my Jen family, is when they all fuck off. About 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm thinking, do you know what I could do with your disappearance? I could take a wicked shit.
Is that when you do really big shit and leave the door open? Yes.
It's going to be tremendous.
And you start saying, "Oh yeah, that Harold Shipman. You know what? Regardless of what he got, what happened to him, he was actually a good doctor. For the most part, I've got a lot of time for the guy." Yeah. I tell you what, I've been getting into. I like I like getting into my TV shows, and the good lady's helping me with a lot of TV drama this year. So we've done Luther, we've done Line of Duty, we've done Happy Valley, which was great. And I said, I'm going to hook you up with something, because I'd only seen a couple of episodes on Netflix. And I said, right, we're going to watch The Crown, because she likes all the royal history stuff anyway. I said, this is good. This is really good.
It's a good documentary, but in 4K.
No, it's not a documentary. It's a drama, and it's got Doctor Who in, and it's got Claire Foy. And
which one?
The Crown.
No, which who?
Oh, Matt Smith.
Oh, fuck him.
Well,
anyway, I don't watch it. Obviously.
No. Well, I do. I do.
Good stuff.
I love it.
Olivia Colman in that.
She's in the third season, which we're about to start watching. But I'm really jazzed. I'm really jazzed for the Queen now. I think she's ace.
I always thought she was ace.
No, but I think she's really ace now.
Oh,
I've got a better understanding on what she's been through.
Is it QE2?
Yeah. It's Queenie. Yeah, it's Liz. Yeah, Lisbo.
Did she go through some shit?
She's well, relatively speaking, she's had it pretty good. But there's been harsh times.
Yeah, Prince Philip gave that interview.
Well, all I'm going to say is I'm actually looking forward to the Queen's speech this year, because I don't watch it. And if you're anti-royal, I don't give a shit. Go and fuck yourself. I'm watching it. I'm watching Liz cracking it. Oh, what's she going to be doing? She's going to be spitting. What's she spitting?
Fat rhymes.
She's spitting fat rhymes, and she's got
a diss track.
She got diss track. What's that?
As in like a diss, track.
A diss track.
Yes, yeah,
she might have dissing or a trap disc. She'll be dropping beats like a mofo.
Fat beats.
Fat beats and busting all the rhymes and doing crimes. Yeah,
because she knows how to rhymes.
She does, like Leanne. Anyway, change the subject.
All right. I'll tell you what.
I'm struggling with my down with the kids speak.
Well, I'll tell you some video game stuff. So the last time we recorded, I was a little bit hesitant, but also excited, and also very memorable about WoW Classic. And I think I taught myself into the fact that I'd had 20 days of remembering what it was like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And during the edit, I then went and discontinued my subscription, cancelled it. So that's fine, Matthew. That's fine. You came once, you came again. You paid twice. Bless you, son.
Mm-hmm.
You still got 10 days you can play. No, fuck you. Uninstall. Do not even think about letting me have those 10 days, because in those 10 days, I know I've paid for them. Something will happen. I'll get a mount. I'll be level 40. I can get a mount, and all of a sudden, it's worth hours more of my life. No.
So that was a conscious self-intervention on your part. Could you see the writing on the wall if you continued to play? Could you feel yourself getting dragged deeper and deeper into it, or was it just you scratched the itch and your time was done?
Yeah, I think that itch was very much. It was very much a nostalgia thing. I mean, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I find myself at a point where I could, on my one screen, window it perfectly, where I could still have like a notepad visible to one corner and like another corner with like a Facebook video. So it was just part of my desktop was sitting there in Duskwood, and Duskwood does not need, or Westfall for that matter, does not need to be part of my fucking go-to desktop. If I'm going to make it anywhere in this world, I don't need to be grinding for gold.
No,
well, I do. It's called a job.
Grinding for grinder. And grinding your job, getting those VLOOKUP macros all hot. Got hotkeys for your VLOOKUPs. Yes. I'm enjoying a bit of Excel in work at the moment. I'm no expert, let's be clear, but no, I'm having fun.
Have you? So
I miss that. I miss that ribbon hero. Do you remember that? Do you remember that thing I told you about? It was basically you earned achievements. It was an official Microsoft add-on, and you installed it on top of, or added it, bolted it into Excel.
Was it on just Excel, or was there Word?
Oh, it was all Microsoft products. So you had these list of things that you needed to achieve, and it would help you do them. But if you did them on your own, you obviously got more points. But it was great. It was great. You were learning and you were playing. It was a gamification of Microsoft products.
Does that exist?
No, it doesn't, unfortunately, mate, which is a real shame.
Need one for Microsoft Teams, because that's the avenue I'm going down right now. Collaborative working. I'm sick and tired of.
You're so gay for Microsoft Teams.
I can't be dealing with email anymore.
No.
Well, I can, but other people apparently can't.
No.
When I look over someone's shoulder, and I don't do it often, but like if I'm sat next to someone and they show me something on my laptop, and in the background they've got Outlook, and they're in their inbox, and I can see that there's 400 unread emails. What the fuck are you doing with your life?
You judge people based on their volume of unread emails.
I judge them on that. I judge them on the on their desktop. You're more than willing to have a few icons and some folders, but don't just have them like a ream of bullshit. And also, next time I see someone double-clicking a URL, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. A mouse has a finite number of clicks it can take. You're wasting clicks. It's a single click. It's a fucking URL. If anything, a double click's detrimental because it'll probably take the second click as you reactivating the previous window, and now before you know it, you've got millions of windows open because you're double clicking like a fucking knob. Oh man.
Oh, I think Matthew's triggered.
Where's my fucking gun?
Oh boy! Oh my god! Oh wow! Wowzers! That was great. Do you feel better now?
Do what?
Let off steam a bit.
I might not go and kick the dog in a minute.
Oh, fabulous! Fabulous stuff. I tell you what, we've been rattling on for a bit, and I know I'll probably talk a bit. I have been playing some video games, and a little bit of cardboard I want to talk about as well. But before we do that, should we take a short break so we can go and wet our whistles, allow the listeners to take a moment out to reflect on what they've heard so far, and join us after this beautiful bit of Christmas themed, beautiful music. See you soon. And we're back.
Right, did you just do everybody a massive disservice with that?
No, don't worry, people. It was classed as a cover version, so that doesn't affect your Whamageddon participation if you're still in. So just a little bit of fun.
I had an old friend hit me up today going, "How you doing with Whamageddon?" I said, "Dude, there are more important things in my life to fucking worry about." But also, speaking of music, you'll like this. In fact, I could do with tickling your brain a little bit. So I finally invested in the Alexa technology.
Yes. How are you getting on?
She's great. So far. I mean,
Okay.
I plugged her in and I started saying, "Tell me a joke, tell me the weather, make a fart noise, all that sort of stuff."
Yeah.
But what it's great for is that. So I promised the wife years ago when we first met that I'll tech our house up. And I've been failing massively until we've got Alexa, because I mean that thing. I know that I can plumb it into my Spotify account, but I think at the moment it's currently utilizing my trial of their music solution. Yeah. And what I've enjoyed the most about it is seeing how the wife uses Alexa.
Yeah.
And the one thing that, bless her, one of my favourite things is she forgets where to say her name. So she'll start talking and say, "If that's okay, Alexa." I'm like, "Hang on a minute, that's the trigger word. You got to lead with that." First, yes. Or then she'll go, "Oh, you," and it will keep playing a song. I don't know who it's by, but it's called But also, it's you can see how over time there must be some algorithms in there where I could feel the wife has lost a little bit of confidence while making a command, but kind of styles out towards the end, and the recognition will somehow make an assumption. Maybe
I think there's learning technology going on behind the scenes.
I do hear it binging every now and again when no one's doing nothing. Should I be worried about that?
I don't know. Did you get a yellow ring?
Yes.
Okay, that's a notification. So you just say, "Alexa, what are my notifications?" And it will tell you. So something's likely to have been ordered on Amazon.
I don't want to know about them sometimes.
No, but at this time of year, they think ahead, and it even says, under normal circumstances, we tell you what's coming, but as it's near Christmas, we'll just say a parcel's on its way.
Oh, I cannot wait to play with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that just happens as standard, mate. So
is there some gamification I can do with this bad boy as well?
Oh, totally.
Because I know you can change. I know that you said that you can change. So I got the app on my phone.
Yeah.
Do I use that to really hit the settings? And I think command word or the awake word, whatever it's called, can be changed.
You can change the wake word. Google will be your friend in terms of what good games are there to be played now. I mean, recently I've been playing Beat the Intro. You can play Pointless, the TV show, and it's actually got the I can't remember if it's Armstrong or Miller, but one of those two. He actually talks to you while you're doing it. And there's some escape room stuff in there. There's a whole range of stuff. Yes Sire is another game as well. So Yes Sire is the one where you've kind of got to manage this these two metrics. One's sort of popularity and one's finances, and you can't let it go too high because the king will be fucked off that you're trying to usurp him. You can't let it go too low because the king will think you're a dickhead and boot you out. So you got to try and strike that balance and keep them all sort of within a threshold.
Yeah, I mean, some things it's done off the cuff that I quite like. So I think I shouted at it one day. I was just like, "Oh, just play some chill music," and it went playing Radio X or Radio something. I thought that's not chill, but as soon as it kicked in, it was chill. So was it? I don't know how it works, but I've been pretty impressed with it. It's also quite funny hearing the wife argue. So I'll be like, play Do They Know It's Christmas, and then maybe 5 seconds later, no, the original.
No, continue to have fun with that, mate. And if you ever end up picking up a copy of Ticket to Ride, either the original or Ticket to Ride Europe, Alexa can actually play that game with you. She will talk you through the rules, help you set it up, and even be able to participate as a player. I've not tried it myself yet, but I'm hearing really good things about that.
Is that because you've got real friends?
Yes, I have, mate. Not made up ones. Not made up ones like you thought. Bastard. You bastard. Oh,
Hey, I went to the bitches since we last saw. I went to go and see Joker.
Oh, I thought you said I went to the bitches. I thought, who were them? Oh, I remember those two, yeah. Kissing and a cuddling. Yeah, I remember them.
Even in the reflection.
Oh, yeah. Lingering in the reflection.
Yeah. When you realise that, Joe, I've been stood here watching too long that it now totally is awkward.
Tender caresses and tongues locking.
And one with a father complex. Beautiful thing to watch. Yeah. So yeah, Joker.
Oh, you went to the
film.
pictures. Yeah, you went to the Joker. Good.
Yeah, man.
Good. Okay.
Have you seen it?
No, I've not. I'd like to go and see it, but I think we'll end up going to see Knives Out now. But how was the Joker?
I think it was good. I think I don't know if it's already happened yet, but I think Homeboy should be getting some awards for that because he was great in it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, very much not an action film.
I understand that to be the case.
And I went in there absolutely understanding that. Fucking loved it.
Brilliant.
2 days later, someone was like, I was expecting, like, I don't know, the Batman. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's called Joker. 2 different people.
No, that'll be the next one, the Batman. Yeah. And the Batman and the Robins. Oh, come on, help me out here. Help me out.
When was the last time you sold a car in the real world to like a punter to the public?
I've never sold a car.
Have you never?
Well, have I ever had a job as a car salesman?
No, but have you ever had a car that you've had to sell? Or do you just drive them into the ground?
Oh, right. No, I've never sold a car. I've always sort of chopped them in for part exchange.
Yeah, man. I went through that pain. I went through that pain over the past 3 months. Man,
okay.
So I started off with Auto Trader. Thought, yeah, keep it legit. No interest. Until like one interest. One guy came around, drove it, thought it was great. He offered me half the price I was asking for. Said, jog on.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
I didn't. We did it over text afterwards.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, you're all right, mate.
So then I started getting a little bit desperate. I thought I'll put it on Gumtree.
Oh, God.
I know. I thought that was about lost connections, wasn't it?
Is that one step away from Spock?
Is that like Music Magpie?
No.
Well, I'd already checked out We Buy Any Car, and I thought that's my last resort.
Yeah, we'll give you 50 pence for it, son.
So I had a piss take because I had a scammer. So I had a scammer, which was...
How were you scammed?
So an attempt of a scam was somebody who was saying that they couldn't come and see the car themselves, but they will pay full price, and they will pay it via PayPal. And then what I learned since is that with PayPal, it's very easy to... Well, okay, it's very easy to open a dispute.
Yeah.
For a payment, and it's very difficult as a legit seller to uphold that.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll ignore them. In the end, somebody finally come and took it off my hands for the same money that I bulked at 2 months beforehand because I wanted this fucking car gone. Honestly, they were driving it down the drive. I'm watching at the window going like, please turn the corner. Please. Honestly, as soon as you get in that room and disappear out of my eyesight, it's your car forever.
Yes, caveat emptor. Oh, mate, no, I must admit, the prospect of selling a car, because you just get people just turning up and
tire kickers, they're called.
Tire kickers, yeah, and can you pop the hood? Oh, the flux capacitor's fucked. And okay, I know you're lying to me because that's from Back to the Future, but keep going.
And I must say that the legalities of working out which part of that documentation that you rip off and give to them.
I'll just take the lot. Take it all. It'll be fine.
It felt good though, because I've been having, I wouldn't say altercations by any stretch of the imagination, but the farmer did come around and knock on my door and request that I started turning my car around at a different part of his land because I was tearing it to shit.
Oh my!
I'd say, look, dude, look, I'm obviously I'm a massive townie at best. So thank you for bringing this to my attention, because the last thing that I want to be is a thorn in your side. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because you've got shotguns.
Or a trophy on your wall. Anyway, I've been playing stuff.
Yeah?
I've been playing stuff, and so the obvious stuff. Do you know what? I booted up World of Tanks probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, just to see how things are. They've changed it in some way. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't how it used to be for me.
What do you mean, from a front end point of view, or
as good? Yeah, they've added extra layers of extra things, and I just thought, this just looks like you're monetizing the bollocks out of this now. Now, I could be wrong, and I would imagine that if I spent a couple of days researching, going onto Reddit and saying, right, I'm returning after 12 months, what's changed? Then I will get a flurry of answers. But I'm not that inclined to want to get back in. I still like to reserve the right to just fire it up from time to time, go out in my little French tier 3 and own some noobs.
Oh yeah, what's her name?
And then walk away for another couple of months, you know?
I suppose, that must be the danger of free-to-play games like with Warframe as well. That's become a completely different game than it ever used to be.
Yeah.
But okay, question is though, when you got on there with your French tier 3, were you still able to know what you were doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You never lose it, mate. You never lose it. No, still playing Eternal every day. Still loving the ass off that game. I've been playing it long enough now that I've earned enough. I've earned enough stuff like XP or shards or whatever they want. I can build some. I can pull together some top tier decks and be competitive at the higher ranks. I very nearly got to masters level the other day. Then I had a bad run and I fell back down to Diamond tier 2. Which isn't great. That's not going to mean anything to a lot of people.
Is that when you start self-harming?
No, when you get to Master Tier, that's when you get a number by your name, and that says where you are ranked in the world. So once you get to Masters, you're kind of in the top 1,000 players in the world, which is not a bad thing.
Can you still see elements of your clan still playing? Have you got your God Tods and your
No, I'm talking about Eternal now, mate.
Oh, sorry, miles
yeah.
away.
No, I'm not talking about tanks. No, talk about Eternal. Okay, what else? Right, okay. The main thing I want to talk about. So, I've played a whole load of board games since we last spoke. But there's one that I've finally got my hands on. I've recently started playing, and I'm kind of in love with it, even after only a few plays. And that game is Terraforming Mars. So I'm a bit late to the party. This came out in 2016. It's currently sitting at number 3 in the BGG rankings of games that are ranked highly, that are liked by people. Okay, to put that into context, there's over 11,000 board games on BGG. Okay, this one is the 3rd highest rated. So, a lot of people love this game, so I thought I want to get involved, see what all the fuss is about. So basically, the story is the Earth has decided, yes, it's time for us to go and build a colony on Mars. So they sub these contracts out to all these companies to say, right, we want you to go and terraform Mars, and you are one of these. You're one of these contractors, so or a corporation. So you'll start the game. You'll pick a corporation. This depending on what corporation you use, you'll get a certain amount of mega credits or money for the currency with which you spend, and might be some other bonuses associated with that corporation. And then what you do is you will go through a series of rounds, which they call generations. As part of a generation, you'll you're playing with other people, you will take turns in performing one or two actions before you pass to the next player. As long as you're doing an action, at least one, when you pass and they finish and it comes back to you, you can carry on doing more actions. And you might say, well, what's the point in doing that? Why don't you just do two actions every time it's your turn? Well, you would, but there might be certain things that are conditional on other things happening within the game that you want somebody else to do before you can do your thing. So there's three key things that you need to do to trigger the end of the game, and there's three metrics. There's the oxygen level of the planet, there's the temperature of the planet, and there's the amount of ocean area that's deployed on the planet. So you've got kind of three key triggers that drive towards the end game. But what makes the meat of the game so beautiful and so much fun is there's these cards that you play every single round. Each card has a cost associated with it, and you have I think you have half a dozen I guess resources that you're managing. So that'll go from your amount of credits to steel, to titanium, to plants, to energy, and to heat, and they kind of interlock with each other. And a lot of this game is based on scientific fact. So if you took an action to send a comet crashing down onto the planet's surface, that would generate a load of heat.
Mm-hmm.
So in turn, that would raise the temperature of raise the temperature of the planet, because it starts at minus 30 degrees C. You've got to get it up to 8 degrees C for it to become habitable. So you've got all these little interlocks between different things.
Does that mean that each player is trying to manipulate the planet to be more sustainable based on their playing?
Yeah. So every time they raise one of these three things by one notch, it increases their terraforming rating, which is like a little track which goes around the outside of the board. Once everyone's done with all their turns, he then goes to the production phase. So on your little board in front of you, you've got two parts to each of the resources. You've got how many you physically have, and then there's like a production rate. So if you want to have more of these resources in subsequent rounds, you've got to think about raising the production rate early. You might have to play a card that will increase the production rate, but it might require you to reduce something else. There might be a bit of give and take because it's a cheap card and you can afford to play it early game. Or there might be a really expensive card later in the game which says, right, well, we don't care, you're not going to lose out on anything, but because this is so expensive and you need to have the temperature at least 4 degrees, you know that that's only going to probably sit in your tableau for the last couple of turns. So you have to work out in your head, and does it fit with the strategy that you've got? Because there's so many different strategies. Even changing strategy mid-game. Your early game strategy might be focusing on raising the oxygen levels, and then your mid-game strategy might be, right, I'm going to get loads of forest down, because every time you put forest down, it raises the oxygen level further, and then you get bonuses for cities that are surrounded by forests, etc., etc. It's a wonderful Excel spreadsheet / project management game.
But is it also easily digested on a board?
It is.
This is a thing that I realised from seeing so many different board games at MLGX, from people who were playing the same game throughout the day to others who were just rotating in and out with just some bits and bobs, is that having that, what you explained sounds so complicated, but having it elegantly portrayed to you right in front of you, it's sometimes hard to kind of articulate, I suppose. It is,
and I'm definitely I'm a visual learner, so I will always go to YouTube and look for people playing through a game and explaining the rules, and I will absorb far easier through that method as opposed to sitting there with a rule book. I'll often refer back to the rule book just to check my understanding and make sure the things I'm doing are right. However, with Terraforming Mars, as soon as I saw somebody playing it, it kind of all fell into place straight away. I thought, yeah, I know what this is about. I just need to understand how much fun it is, and boy, is it fun. It's great. I've played it a couple of times now. I played it with Ad. Ad came round to see me the other night.
Come and see, did he? Come and see.
Yeah, he did. And we sat and played Terraforming Mars. So me as having only played it once, I sat and explained it to him, and we sat there for 2.5 hours and just we had a wicked old time. Got our little engines, firing off and producing loads of stuff. Because as you get further and further into the game, you're earning more money. Earning more money allows you to spend on more expensive cards, which do sweeter things.
And is this a combative game where you're both going for different wins?
Well, the winner of the game is the person with the most victory points. So there's certain cards you'll play have got victory points attached to them. But there's even a really curious thing where, with a lot of games, they'll have default criteria and say, right, whoever's done the most of this will get extra bonus points. Whoever's done this will get extra bonus points. With this game, they're all there on the board, but you have to. You have a choice of, say, about half a dozen of the. I think there's awards and milestones. You have to buy the award or you have to pay to make the award active. So within that, because only 3 can be purchased, the end game criteria is going to change or going to be variable from game to game. So you've got your milestones, which once you've paid for it, you've earned the victory points because you've satisfied the criteria. And then there's the awards where you may not even be in a position to say outright, I know I'm going to be the guy who's built the most cities by the end of the game. But I'm going to take a punt because the first award I buy is only going to cost me 8 gold. Whereas the second one's going to cost me 14 or 16, and the third one's going to cost 20. So it works out cheaper for you to get in early, but you run the risk of not, unless you're going to go hard with a certain criteria that you've just lashed out on. There's no guarantee you're going to earn those victory points by the end of the game. It's a very straightforward game, but the depth to it, and you get so many cards, and each one of these cards is unique. It's a collective deck from which you're both drawing, because you'll draw 4 cards at the end of each turn. Then you have to look at these cards and go, right, which ones do I want to put into my hand? Because you can't just put them into your hand; you've got to pay for them. So even then, there's a decision to say, right, well, shall I spend 3 gold on that one and that one and that one? That one could be good for me later in the game, but there's no guarantee I'll still be applying that kind of strategy by the time I get to it. I'm probably making it sound a lot more complicated than it is. It all falls into place very, very quickly. And you can play it solo as well, which is always going to be a plus point for me. I love the ability to play a game, not only solo, but solo in a good way, a good solo game, and this does it in a really smashing way.
And out of the box, how many players can it support?
This supports 4 players out of the base set. I think there is a fifth player added in one of the add-ons. To be honest, just get the base set if you're interested, because you're going to have so much gameplay out of that. But hey, guess what? It's digital as well. It's digital, yeah. So you can get it on Steam, you can get it on iOS, iPad, and you can get it on Google Play. So I've double dipped. I've dropped on the digital version. I picked up the Android version for seven quids, and you can play the solo variant through the app, or you can play offline against like other people within your space, or play against AI, or you can go along online and play multiplayer. I'm going to assume it's going to be cross-platform because I've not ventured into that multiplayer space, but it's a really good digital representation of the game. I've got to say, and no, it's great. Terraforming Mars. There's a reason why it's a number three game on Board Game Geek.
I mean, how often do they fluctuate those top 3?
Well, they've got a secret formula. I don't know if they use the same kind of Helen Keller approach as the iTunes charts, but there's some secret weightings that go on, and there's a number of factors which are taken into consideration: the amount of votes it's had, the amount of activity that the forum gets, etc., etc. I don't know. I'm speculating on a lot of these, but it's it's been hanging around up there for a good couple of years now since it was released, and I can now, after having played it, I can understand totally why. Would it be the first board game you ever buy? I would say probably not. Would it be something you would buy once you've spent a little while just getting into the whole thing, or you just like the idea of playing something that is rooted relatively close in scientific fact, and you like project management and working things out and building things that pop and engines fire off. One thing triggers another thing, and then you end up with a load of everything, and it feels great. Yeah. As I say, before getting, if you're on the fence or you're not really committed to getting the cardboard version, take a look at the digital one. It's good. It's really, really good.
Is there a card in there that says "Get your ass to Mars"?
I wish there was. Damn it, Gahaga, give the people the air.
Right, I got a question for you about casual fun.
Oh yeah,
card games.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Cards Against Humanity was always the jam, wasn't it? It made its way over to us from the States originally, where it was mostly intact, but it had a few references that were tricky for us to understand. So they regionalized it in many places. Yeah. And the wife's all about, like, we're going to this party, let's take Cards Against Humanity. Now, I'm a little bit tired of the formula of that. So yeah. I would love to know some alternatives to that, if you know any. Which doesn't involve putting your keys in a fucking bowl.
Oh, you're getting bored of that as well.
Never get bored of that.
No, I think the best, because I think I'm like you. I've played it a couple of times and I'm kind of over it now. I wouldn't know what the next step would be. There are so many Cards Against Humanity alikes out there, so they're all kind of just variations on a theme. I would probably have to Google that and say games like Cards Against Humanity or Cards Against Humanity alternatives. Because if you ask me, I'll probably suggest things that I know I'd enjoy in a group environment, but Joe may not necessarily enjoy.
Are you saying that we surround ourselves with different types?
No, it's horses for courses, my friend.
Of course it is.
Yeah, of course it is.
Of course it is. Hey, didn't you tell me that you had a dream about me the other day?
Oh shit! Yeah, I did. It was dead vivid. Right. So we were in a pub. We were in a pub in Birmingham somewhere, and Watley was there as well. And we were just chatting about something, and you were telling a joke, or you were doing something really funny, and
that sounds about right.
And Watley had a blade, and you were, I think you snuck up behind him or something. Anyway, an accident happened, and he ended up severing your jugular.
Oh Jesus!
Right? No, I know. And you're on the floor, and you're convulsing, and there's blood pissing out of your neck, and everyone's sort of going, "Oh shit!" And Watley's going, "Oh, I can't believe I fucking done this. What have I done? What I've done?" So he's holding onto your wound, trying to cover it up, and there's all blood oozing out of between his fingers, as it does on the TV shows. So I'm running to the bar, going, "Where's the fucking phone? Call an ambulance." So I'm on the phone to the ambulance, and they've been really like fucking dead and slow and methodical, going, right, where I'm at the fucking pub, and I can't remember the name. But I said, I'm at the fucking pub. I said, my mate's had his throat cut. I said, you need to get somebody in now. He says, oh well, it's going to be about 15 minutes. I said, 15 minutes? He's going to be fucking dead by then. I said, you better get your fucking arse round here now. It says, my boy's down and he's pissing blood everywhere. I think he did all right. I think he came out of it the other side.
Oof, that's good to know.
Yeah, but that was really weird, because I woke up, I went, fucking hell. That's some subconscious guilt there for not recording for 3 months. That's what I'm thinking, mate.
Well, maybe next time I should be approaching dreams with a latex bodysuit on and say, "Damn, you need to get in touch and do a show, otherwise someone's getting fucked."
Yeah, you waving a big black mamba at me. Oh yeah, it's going in dry, my friend.
No, this is the wrong one. I was looking at something else earlier.
Yeah, looking at your list of things to shop me with.
Look at my list. Oh, so I was looking at how affordable fucking machines are today.
You've got one?
No, I've not got one.
You married her.
I was looking.
Married her. She's free.
It wasn't free.
Well, obviously there's ongoing maintenance, which is rather high. Well, I'd say particularly high. Your mileage may vary depending on the model you get.
It's like selling a car.
It is.
We're going on kicking your tyres.
I come round and kick her tyres, mate.
So it turns out I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who was convinced that fucking machines were now cost effective and affordable for the home.
All right.
Now, my understanding of these things is it's I guess it's a dildo at the end of a drill.
Okay.
But I found something that seemed to be the worst of everything and the biggest waste of money. And it was a couple's fucking machine, which looked like the saucer section of the Enterprise. More like Voyager, maybe. It was quite thin.
Okay.
And on the front end, there was the phallus.
Yes.
That would thrust back and forth.
Yes.
And at the rear, there was the docking station for the fella to sit in. So not only were you, in theory, with the person that you love and want to have intercourse with, allowing her to be satisfied from the front end while you're satisfied from the rear end, the one thing that that really struck me, and I don't know who thought this was a good idea, is that on the top of the saucer section was a perfectly mounted little phone case. So the dude who's at the back, not only are they not actually fucking the person that they're loving they're with, while they're not fucking that person, they could be watching their phone,
the football,
with whatever you want. One would assume. Well, I was going to assume other porn, as opposed to your actual partner,
or Skyping your mum.
Who needs this in their life? If you've got somebody there in the exact same position to accept what you're putting into the machine, right?
Yeah.
I've got a feeling that machine is surplus to requirements.
Right, so I've got a pretty good understanding of what's happening at the front end of the ship. At the back of the saucer section where the nacelles are, where you are. What's happening to you?
There's essentially a built-in flashlight. So you're fucking the machine as the machine's fucking your partner. Right.
Is there anything?
It's got turbines. It's got warp nacelles.
Is there anything going on in the cargo bay?
Yeah, I believe it's all going on there as well.
In your cargo bay.
Yes, in the docking station. In the rear bit.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, that's strange, isn't it?
Well, look. Yeah. Who am I? Who am I to tell people what they should and shouldn't do? All I'm saying is, if you've already got the legit thing there, why on earth would you want to circumvent that human element and make it machine both sides?
Yeah. Unless it was actually shaped like the Enterprise and it played the theme tune while you were shagging, then I could see the value in that. What
was the name of Gene Roddenberry's wife?
Majel Barrett.
If she was there going like, "Ooh, Matthew, yes, turbo shaft 4 open, yes," then maybe I could see some benefit. But I did not see that. Did not see that in the bullet points of the reasons to buy this machine. That, by the way, costs in excess of £300. So when someone says something's affordable, £300, no.
Well, it's one man's overpriced thing is another man's bargain. wouldn't you say? Why don't you just get a double-ended dildo, mate? And have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream?
No.
You should watch that. It's a great uplifting film, and and there's some really good double ender action near the end, and both the women are really, really enjoying themselves. And there's no sad ending about that film whatsoever. It's in fact, I would say watch that on Christmas morning.
I was going to watch something else. I'll put that on the list with the family, with the in-laws as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, gather the kids around as well. Yeah, Requiem for a Dream. Totally recommend that.
Fantastic. Give me 2 seconds. It appears my village appears to be self-imploding. Let me just make sure that I'm going to get a shotgun out.
There's a purge happening.
Shut up. Do one, Luther. We're all right. As you can see, I turn my light off before I go peering out the windows.
Of course you do. Yeah, you get better view then, don't you? So has the purge happened?
It may be mid-purge.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. All right. Well, I think we probably should start thinking about wrapping this up. I know I could probably rattle on for another hour or so, but we've got stuff to do.
All right. Before we go, let me just say, what do you reckon was the top search in 2019 on Pornhub out of either amateur...
VR porn.
No, either amateur, alien, or cosplay.
Oh, hello.
There's something's going on in my village, man. Maybe it is the purge.
Well, all I'll say is that the horn went after you said cosplay, so I'm going to go with the horn and say cosplay.
Do you know what? Amateur. Every day gets it.
Really?
Top 10 video characters searched. Zelda, Lara Croft. Hang on a minute. Zelda's the bloke, isn't it? No, that's Link.
No, you're absolutely right, Matthew. Zelda's the man. Yes, the Legend of Zelda, the man. Yes.
UK is down to 3 from 2. We're losing a battle here, people.
You
I'm
need
doing
to get
all
that switch in your life, mate.
I'm doing all I can do. Aye.
I heard a vicious rumour we had an iTunes review.
We do have an iTunes review.
I think we should probably read it and thank them.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'll do it.
They've gone to the effort. Bless them.
I've got it in front of me, and we've got the best box score we've had in a couple of years. It says, with their catchphrase, "It's been a while." This is great. This is great sporadic fun, isn't it? Just
great sporadic fun. Yes.
Thank you to Crew Alex, or maybe Alex Crew.
Crew Alex, thank you. You're a scholar and a gent, and appreciate your love and support as always. So, what happens now? It's been a while since we've wrapped a show up.
Let's see if I've got it in me.
Don't forget to hang around after the end credits, gentlemen and ladies. We're going to have a little special MLGQ.
Oh shit, son! We'll get this show on the road. And in which case, yes, midlifegamer.net still exists. You can go there to go to the website and find content. You can get yourself over to the Facebook group, which is Middle Life Gamer. We have lots of fun in there. There was some shenanigans going on today. There was fun. There was fun and funny, but eventually someone's going to get cut. In a positive way.
What's going to get cut?
No, people were laughing and hollering and joking about Whamageddon, and somebody reported a comment to the admin team, and the admin team swooped in with banhammers aplenty, expecting the worst of the worst. No, it was just two dudes having fun.
It was like a terrible cosplay Thor convention. Everybody turning up with their big hammers. Well, there's nothing going on here. Oh man.
You can get your bitch asses over to Twitter, where you can follow the main feed, which is at MidlifeGamerNet. You can follow Darren, who's at Uncle_Fister. And my word, you can follow me at MantisMatt with 1 T. I think that's about as much as I can remember. That said, although we don't have a Patreon, bless you, love this. I had some American marketing knobhead reaching out to me on several occasions saying, "But dude, seriously, you could get on Patreon. Judging on like the only metric that he had that was public, which was how many iTunes reviews we have, we could be doing about $4,000 to $6,000 a month on Patreon. I'm like, dude, do you want to look at how many times he put a show out? Do not put your metric on a fucking review score.
Well, if we put out 6 shows a year, then we'd probably cover the hosting costs, wouldn't we? Something to think about, isn't it? Yeah, let's get the frequency back up to speed before we start bombing people for money.
Whatever, Kenneth.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in, and a special thank you for your patience. You know, it is much appreciated. I desperately want to do this more often, but this is within my gift to sort out. So please be kind and gentle in the comments. It's almost Christmas, so
Merry Christmas, maybe.
Merry Christmas, maybe. Have a good one. Don't overdo it, because it all hangs around for the first half of the following year. But no bollocks, just have at it. Have at it. You only live once. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a very pleasant New Year. Be wonderful to each other. Go balls deep whenever you can, and join us next time when we'll bring you another exciting episode of the Midlife Gamer Podcast. Say goodbye, Matthew.
See you in the future.
Right.
MLGX, bitch. Dry, raw.
Yeah, raw. So some of these are really horrible. Do you want these unfiltered?
Yes. Let's just go through. If I say no, we'll just go to the next.
Okay. Desert Island dicks. Who would your desert island dick be?
Mine.
No, it's not allowed. You need to pick one.
I don't know. For dads.
Right. Who's if you had.
I don't. Well, if we have such a conversation about every single question, we'll be here all night.
All right. If you were stuck on an island and you had to take dick off somebody, who would it be off?
Oh Christ, live. Me. I have no genuine answer for this question.
Okay. You don't have a man crush?
It would appear not at the moment.
Okay, Idris Elba for me, thank you. How do you rate Danny DeVito's recent life choices? I don't understand that question. Do you?
No.
Okay, I know he did. He did Always Sunnies. That's what he's doing at the moment. He's good in that. Right, next one. Who was the first person to catch you having a crafty wank?
It's hard to say because I'm one of them kind of people who will allow myself to be caught. So make with that what you will. Make with that what you will. It's like that danger wank, isn't it? We go, Mom, and
so if you were crashed at somebody's house, and maybe you fancied, like, I don't know, the missus or the mom a little bit, would you have just casually just sat there wanking on the outside hope that you would get disturbed?
100%. I mean, every hotel I stay in, I just lie there naked on the off chance.
the maid will come in and go, "Oh, allow me to address that for you, sir."
Housekeeping.
Right then, next one. Chick with dick or man with tits?
Both are acceptable.
Okay. Have you wanked over a friend's wife and then somebody's written an S at the end and face? But I'd say the original question will be, have you ever wanked over a friend's wife?
I don't think so.
Let's stay /partner.
Oh, no, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I probably have though.
Okay. Have you ever tasted your own man salt, and how was it?
Yes and no.
No, for me. That's a straight no.
I didn't mean to.
Have you ever tried to suck your own cock?
Go back to the previous question.
Have you ever stood back and watched?
No, I sat down.
Okay. This says a lot for the kind of people we associate with. It's all great, I must say. When was the last time you ejaculated?
What day is it? Bin day.
Bin day? Yeah, always bin day. Always bin day, yes. What is the largest animal you could knock out with one punch?
A pheasant.
Okay. When was the last time you cried? Out of your third eye.
It's been a while since I've had a good old tear up. I imagine that you're like shaking yourself to sleep every night in a ball of tears and pain.
Do you know what? Depression can manifest itself in many different ways, my friend. All right. Would you consider it cheating to have sex with a robot? I don't think so.
It depends if the robot's married or not.
Okay, that's another deeply philosophical avenue we don't want to go down. Have you ever been turned on by a chick with a dick? Oh God, they're all obsessed with this, aren't they?
What day is it? Bin day?
Have you ever been turned on by a chick with a dick? I don't know. I probably have. Sometimes I don't know if you ever played that game that was on Twitter called Cock or No Cock.
No.
It was great. They used to have it on a Sunday night. It doesn't exist anymore. They must have got taken down. But what they do is they'd show you a picture of a bird all splayed, and her nether regions would be covered up, and you had to reply or guess whether it was if she had a cock or not a cock, and the amount of times you'd get it wrong.
Did you ever kill to death ratio?
Because then you say, well, I'd still do it. I'd still do it.
Essentially, it's a moot point with that face.
Yeah. Okay. Have you come in a shoe ever?
No.
No. Why don't you respect the referendum? Oh, political. Don't do that. How would you have booked Ultimate Warrior? How would you have booked Ultimate Warrior? 90s fun. I don't get that one.
He's a wrestler?
Factorise and solve 2x squared plus 5x minus 10 equals 0. Solution is on the back. Oh, Jesus, it is as well. 2x squared plus 5x minus 10. 2x squared plus 3x plus 2x minus 10. Parentheses, 2x plus 3x, close parentheses, open parentheses, x minus 5, close parentheses, x equals 3/4, x equals 5. Very good.
Was that well Dougie?
I don't know. It could be anybody. It was somebody a lot smarter than you or I, my friend. Once again, brilliant event. Can't wait for MLGX 2020. Neither can I, whoever that was. Hang on a second. I'm bending down. I've dropped some post-its.
God, it's gone down. It's gone down. In a Prince kind of way.
You wish. Right. Oh, all out of order now. Have you ever made an amateur porn video? Well, Matthew has, and I haven't.
That's because Dan's not amateur.
I'm not. I'm pro. I'm pro level. Yeah, I've prestiged the porn.
He's a new porn plus.
I've got skin on mine now. Custom skin.
No longer will down be called default.
Honest opinion on VR porn. Honestly, it's the best porn I've ever seen.
And I've honestly not tried it yet.
Can you recommend a website for gardening advice? Regular gardening or uphill gardening? For regular gardening, you got to go to BBC Gardeners World, haven't you? That's your de facto go-to, I would say.
Is the Dimmock no longer in it?
Who? The Dimmock? No, Dimmock. No, she's put some timber on, apparently. I hear from chatting with the good lady. No, she's all about the Monty Don now, isn't she? It's all Monty Don this and Monty Don that. It's okay, well, you marry him. Have you ever performed _ anal sex? I don't know, but that's a difficult phrase, isn't it? It's all, have you ever given or received? Could be another way of asking it.
And does performed mean either?
I don't know. I guess so. Is it a catch-all performed? Yeah, we've all performed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pleading a fifth on any further.
I didn't get a
what?
standing ovation at the very least.
Would you finger Adele? And I think they mean the singer and not the MLGX member, not the midlife gamer Adele.
Yes, I did see this doing the rounds on the evening.
Yeah.
I'll plead my fifth on this one.
Well, if it's Adele the singer, yeah, of course I'd get my cuff wet.
Yeah, feed the pony.
Yeah, okay. At what age did you first finger a bird's vagina?
Was I 15?
Yeah, probably about 15 for me as well.
That's your go-to, isn't it?
Jesus Christ! I see a theme running here.
Did one person write all these?
Easy pink or difficult brown?
Look, I'm pretty lazy.
I'll go in off the red, mate. I don't care. How fast is Tails?
There may be a legit answer to this. I don't know. I'll say bloody fast.
How drunk is Neil? I would say probably very. It's a safe answer, that one. Is it true that spunk heals acne, or is that Agnes? I can't speak for Agnes. I don't know what condition she has, but I would say yes. I always tell the ladies it heals acne. It's full of protein and goodness, and you need it in your face, in your life. Sorry. What social, economic, and cultural phenomena lead to questions such as those asked tonight that highlight a sexual dysfunction and an obsession with the male form? I couldn't agree more. That's a very good question. You won't get the answer on this show, unfortunately. When you get questions like, "Would you fuck a dolphin?" Yeah, this is what we're dealing with, Matthew. Would you fuck? So, but the best thing is somebody's changed it and made it kid friendly. Would you tuck a dolphin in at night?
I love that we have half a mixture of heathens and half a mixture of lovely people.
Yeah. Who is your favourite CM? They're all favourites. I love them all equally, even the ginger one. That's just a picture of a cock going into Pac-Man's mouth. I'll just show that to Matthew.
I can see that, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Pac-Man taking
Pac-Man
a good
taking
mouthful.
it. Fuck, marry, avoid. Pat Butcher, Anne Robinson, Theresa May.
Oh, I can do this. What's the criteria again?
Fuck, marry, avoid.
I'll marry.
Oh, you're
Theresa.
gonna fuck. Yeah, fuck Anne Robinson.
Yeah,
Avoid Pat Butcher.
100%.
I'm with you on that one. Ree is the strangest, or is that strongest? Who is the second strongest person in the room? Strangest. Who? Ree's the strangest. She wasn't strange. Okay, yeah, she puts a whole fist in her mouth. That's a great party piece, and I enjoyed that. And bless her, she's a lovely woman. I love that girl. I do. I love that girl.
Hell of a jaw on her.
Hell of a jaw. Oh yes. What dog species have you wanked off? Details, please. So it's not even have you wanked off a dog. They want to know specifically what species of dog have you wanked off. What is wrong with these people?
I'm kind of glad we didn't do these now on stage.
What was the last thing you wanked to? Oh, I don't know. Queen's speech.
Right.
How long would you last against Ree? Somebody's clearly fixated on Ree. Bless her.
Was that a good man? Is he
Her
trolling us?
Her estimates were James Watley 4 seconds, Dan 5 seconds, Joe Cooper 10 seconds, Matt Jones 16 seconds, and Darren 13 seconds. I don't know who's done that. Oh my God! You did say you were. No, I don't know if I can do that one. How old am I? I don't know. What animal would you finger if you had to? Have you considered literacy support? Does she swallow? How many of these questions are from the RHLSTP book, 1001 Emergency Questions? And finally, Joe Bucket Fanny, yes or no? That's awful. I don't expect you to answer that one, Matthew.
There were a couple of Joes there, all right?
Yeah. As long as it's not an echo chamber, mate, you'll be all right. So as long as it's not an echo chamber.
Huh?
Chamber. Oh, you're so fucking dead. You're so dead.
Hey.
So there you go.
Christmas 2019. What are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna mate. I'm gonna have all the trimmings, all the lovely stuff. I'm gonna watch the Bond film. I'm gonna watch the Queen's speech. I don't know. It'll probably be. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. They might go old school for us. And
do you have a favourite Bond?
I've always, I think from a cheese perspective, you've got to go Roger Moore. Just the quips and the one-liners were just the best. I like all the Bonds equally, even the ginger one. That's all. That's my catch-all. That's my catch-all answer for everything. Yeah. Which dog did you enjoy fingering the most? I fingered them all. I enjoyed them all equally, even the ginger one.
I've got a ginger dog.
Yeah, I know you have. Good, we're all synced up. Right. Bear with me, caller.
So have you heard this? You probably have because you're older than me. But I saw a fan theory around Grease.
Grease, the musical.
Is it the Grease Lightning musical?
The Grease Lightning film, yes.
Is that the character Sandy died when she was splashing around in the sea, and Danny Rizzo wasn't actually there to save her, which is why at the end of the movie they go off in a car. I mean, they're breaking the fourth wall. It's a musical, for God's sake, but they fly up in that convertible. So that's a suggestion that she actually died and drowned the summer beforehand.
So the entire film was like her last thoughts going through her head, her imagining what it would be like had she got together with John Travolta and that long hot summer. Tell me more, and Sandra Dee and that mucky Rizzo. Mucky cow she is. Right mucky.
I guess it makes as much sense as Lost.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that would be the J.J. Abrams cut, but okay. I'm down with that. That's blowing my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
I could watch that under a different lens now.
Did they make a sequel to that?
They did. It had Michelle Pfeiffer and some guy from the 80s whose name escapes me, and it wasn't Michael Dudikoff or Steven Seagal or Rutger Hauer.
These are three 80s actors. Are we carrying on all night?
Or who else could it not be?
Bill Murray.
Couldn't be Bill Murray, no. It's on tip of my tongue. I'm gonna have to Google that.
I'm not letting you Google it. I'm not letting you Googling it.
Miles.
Stop thinking about it. At some point mid-show, it will come to you and you'll scream it, and then I'll have to wait until the outtakes to realise why that was important.
Right, you are, Governor.